APTA is here in Denver because there are tremendous things happening here relative to transit and rail. We believe that our industry can learn an awful lot about what's transpired here over the last couple of decades. When I first came here in the 90s, Denver had a relatively modest-sized bus system. It was a good bus system, but here today, some 15 years later, we've seen dramatic investments in transit, which literally have transformed this region. And so, from our perspective, taking the national view, we want to get our membership here across the country to see the successes that have been made here in Denver, learn from that, take those lessons back to their own communities.
Public transportation is really transforming the Denver area region. We built our first light rail line in '94, but in the last handful of years, we've invested about $5.6 billion in transit infrastructure, which has just really exploded the number of corridors we've been able to do. We've been able to provide a lot more mobility options, but also it's been a huge economic driver. A great example is what's happening around Union Station. Our investment there was about $500 million in the transit infrastructure, and we estimate now that there's about somewhere between $3 and $6 billion worth of private investment happening around Denver Union Station. So not only are we contributing to mobility, our number one thing is to move people around, but we're providing economic development and opportunity for people throughout the region.